Hello, Gore Horse and fellow Deadites, and welcome to Our Life in Horror. And we have a review for you today. We're doing our first review.
Yes, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. We'll start off spoiler-free.
Yep.
And then we'll get into spoilers.
And we'll get into some of our deeper thoughts.
Yeah, so first of all, what did you think of the first movie?
I hated it.
Yeah, we did a Patreon bonus episode on it, actually, and not fans.
Yeah, it was honestly like so bad I didn't have much to say about how bad it was. Well, I guess I kind of did. But...
Yeah, like I enjoyed the beginning of that movie, and that's it. Like the setup for it, and like, yeah, we talked about it in our episode. But so what did you think of this one?
I actually thought it was much better. Almost all of my complaints of the first movie were figured out in this movie.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah. They take a lot of good... There's an actual story.
Mm-hmm. Not in a very long time has a movie made me on the verge of tears, and then all of a sudden with the biggest smile on my face seconds later. I almost cried twice in this movie.
For real?
For real. I was almost in tears, and then all of a sudden the tone switched, and I was like, this is awesome.
When?
We'll talk about it in the spoilers later.
Oh, when were you in tears?
I was very close twice.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That, like, I didn't care about the characters in the first movie.
There are no characters. They're just objects to be murdered.
Literally, I know. And this actually had a solid story, made you care for the people we were following, his family, like
better actors,
better acting. Yeah.
Better effects for the most part.
Yes.
There are some...
They did have a higher budget too, so...
Yeah, but like the mask is better. Like way better. There are some faults in the effects. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but we'll talk about it in the spoiler section. But there are some pretty shoddy CGI moments still. But like the practical makeup and stuff like and all that for the characters all look pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too. And the intro to this movie was awesome. I loved it.
The cold open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Slasher's wet dream.
Yeah.
And then it ended off with a bang too.
Yeah, I actually like that there's a post-credit scene because we know that this is a whole childhood nightmare universe now, so they're just kind of copying what the MCU did and do the post-credit scenes to get you psyched up for the next one.
Yeah, and it worked. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've already announced the third one, so we know it's coming.
Yeah, and this is only in theaters for like a small, limited amount of time, so we wanted to see it and get our thoughts out on it.
Yeah, it was definitely going to determine if I was interested in the third one or not, but I'm highly interested.
Yeah, like I told you after the movie theater, I'm like, I hope this one comes out with a nice steelbook after because it deserves it. Yeah.
I also felt like this one, the cinematography was so much better. Like, it felt so much more fairy tale, but like well done, like spooky fairy tale.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that. It felt higher budget.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh gosh, I was buzzing after.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we going to do our movie rating now or at the end of spoilers?
We'll do her after the spoilers, I think.
After the spoilers, okay. Do you have anything else spoiler-free to talk about, or?
No, I would say this is actually one, if you're a big slasher fan, you could definitely go check this out in theaters, and I don't think you'd be that disappointed.
There were people in the theater cheering. There were people laughing, like, during, like, kills and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
We had a good crowd of people when we went and saw it.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I highly recommend this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to watch it again before I give a super high recommendation, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into spoilers then?
Yes, so spoilers are ahead. You've been warned.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, turn this off and go see it before it's out of theaters.
And then come jump back into this video.
Yeah. Okay, where do you want to start?
Tigger. I had a different idea of what he was going to be because I forgot when we went into this movie that he was even going to be in it.
Me too.
So then when he was announced, I kind of had an idea of what his like attitude or like vibe would be.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping for like a coked out tweaker vibe.
Okay.
Because he's like that in the cartoons. He's super high energy, right?
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I wonder if we're gonna get that. But then we get kind of like this almost Freddy-esque villain here.
Yes.
I'd say he's very Freddy-esque.
Like even his dialogue, just like you neon bitch, and
yeah, all kinds of one-liners.
I loved him.
I did too. I thought he was funny. But
yeah, I thought so too.
I was still kind of hoping for like a crack because he's just kind of like Pooh in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. If he didn't have a tail, it'd almost be hard to differentiate them.
Yeah, I like the introduction of him where he's just like standing there and you see his tail wagging, and
yeah,
I'm just like, I completely forgot he was a part of the movie.
Yeah, and then somebody says, "Let's bounce," and he's like, "That's my line." Yeah. I wish their voices also sounded different. Like I found their voices all kind of could be like mashed together, and you wouldn't be able to tell who was who.
I thought the same thing, that they all kind of sounded alike.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start now. I liked the fact that you had mentioned in the first movie, you wish there was more like fun dialogue, and at the end where Pooh Bear gets axed or whatever, and he says, "Oh bother."
Oh bother! I know.
That was good.
Yeah, he doesn't say it like that, but yeah, I know. That's what I was hoping for. Is in the first movie, it was more fun winks to the audience, but we never got it.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved about this one. Like the "let's bounce" was also a thing.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite kill?
I don't know. There were so many. There are so many kills in this movie, and they're very fast. Like there's a whole scene at a rave, and literally probably 50 people die in the span of like 10 minutes.
Yeah, my favorite kill is the girl that's running through the rave, and then he takes the bear trap and gets her head and rips her head off, and then baseball bats it.
That's a very good kill.
Yeah, that was excellent. And someone in the theater, I remember behind us being like, they like cheered or laughed or something.
Oh, yeah. I think you did too, didn't you?
Oh, I laughed pretty hard. We both looked at each other and smiled.
It's just because it was so much fun. Mm-hmm. Another thing, I have issues with a few things.
Okay, what are your issues?
I'm going to roll down with some of the lighting and some of the nighttime scenes is very dark.
I had a problem with that too. I know, especially more so in the beginning, I was like, what is going on? I couldn't even see what was really happening.
Yes. I know there's that problem with the 3 hunters. I had a hard time telling what was happening. And then just some CGI stuff, I guess here and there looked pretty rough. And then there is the Pooh Bear mask at the end of the movie. Totally changes. It's a totally different mask.
Okay.
Did you notice that?
I think so. Because he looks a little furrier in the beginning, right?
He does. He looks way better in the beginning. And then by the end of it, it's a totally different mask. And it's like, they kind of like put it in darkness. So it's like, oh, maybe they won't notice. But it kind of took me out of the movie.
Okay. I didn't notice it at the time. But now that we're talking about it, I don't remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then like, where's Rabbit?
Was Rabbit supposed to be a part of it?
He's in the first movie, I guess.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. He's like in the background in the first movie. Maybe, you can see him and Owl.
Maybe that's to come.
Maybe. We'll see.
They don't want to blow their whole load in one movie, right? They want to slowly introduce all the characters so that there's something fun each time, right?
Yeah.
Owl kind of reminded me of the Creeper, like Jeepers Creepers.
I could see that.
A little bit.
Yep.
But, I mean, what else are they supposed to do? He's a bird, right?
Yeah.
He's got the big wings.
He reminded me of like a Spider-Man vulture, essentially.
Okay. God.
No comic book, sorry.
Yeah.
I think I love the meta approach as well to this movie. And I was really hoping that they were going to take a jab at the first movie for being as bad as it was.
Yes, because they played the movie in the movie.
Yeah.
Which I thought they were going to do the same thing, but there are people that like that movie.
I know.
Yeah. There's some out there.
I know, but it was just a good way to essentially now you can look at the first movie as either being a part of it, or you can look at the first movie as like a bad recreation of what happened before Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
I like that we got to follow Christopher Robin more in this movie, because the last movie, he was my favorite part about the movie, and we barely got him.
Yeah.
And this time, the whole story was about him.
Yeah.
Which I really liked. Okay, so the part where I almost cried was when he came home and his family was dead.
Oh.
I was choking up.
Oh, really?
But then it went right to the rave scene. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't have any feels towards that.
Oh, I definitely did. I don't know why. I don't know. I felt his pain.
Yeah.
And he was a good actor, I found.
Yeah, I didn't think he was bad.
Yeah.
He also directed the movie, didn't he?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think he did.
Okay. And then the other part where I got emotional was when he got his sister back at the end.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's no tear shedding from me at all during this movie. I'm not saying it's poorly written or badly acted. It just takes a lot for me to shed a tear, I guess.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then the experiments.
The big twist.
The big twist that I saw very early.
I know, I did too. And I'm still wondering if it's because we watched a certain movie with a similar twist. I'm not going to say the movie because I don't want to ruin that movie's twist if people haven't seen it.
Okay.
I told you about this in the car last night. We watched it with Matt and Jess, and there's a twist.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't want to give that away. But we literally just watched that not long ago, and it had a similar twist. So I'm still thinking I might have caught on, though. Just with the newspaper articles and stuff, I was like, okay, where's this going?
Yeah, it almost had some five. Oh, no, I don't want to say that either. It had some kind of similar plot storylines from another movie that came out last year as well, mixed in with the one that you had.
Okay.
So, but overall, I think this was actually a huge improvement, even though it wasn't that hard to follow up the last one at all. Being that there is now a shared universe, I'm not sure what we're getting next, whether or not it's Pinocchio or Bambi or Peter Pan.
Yeah, did they not say they were going to do a mashup movie?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, like I love that they kept all the cartoony aspects to it, like the little drawings and stuff in this movie. I did like that. And I liked how at the end we got to see like Pinocchio and Peter Pan.
Yeah, Peter Pan almost looks like a goblin.
Yeah.
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 And then we probably did see wasn't Pooh riding Bambi? Was Pooh riding Bambi?
Could have been. I don't know.
I also love how Pooh is like the godfather here, and like he's sitting in his chair in the beginning, and the guys are trying to convince him that we need to take assault on the town and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I was kind of hoping for more. I know it's budgetary reasons, of course, but I was kind of hoping for more like they're walking around and burning buildings and shit and just like taking over this town, kind of like a Wrong Turn 5 almost, where they just totally take over this little tiny town.
Yep.
But yeah, for some reason they just decided to take over a rave.
Which I thought was so much fun.
It is fun. I'm not saying
seeing all of the ravers die was so fun.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not fun, but I'm just saying it would be. I kind of wish there's more of the town, like have them like destroy the sheriff's office and then have them take on a church or something like that, because that would have been funny. And then you know, they could have assaulted a few more different homes and just started burning stuff to the ground.
Yeah. I also really liked Christopher Robin's, I guess we'll call his girlfriend. They weren't like fully together. I don't know.
Yeah,
they were interested. I don't know. I liked how she was babysitting and the kid had like the Jason mask on and a Freddy sweater, and
his name was Freddy.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, he was a good kid. It kind of gave me like Halloween 2018 vibes.
Yeah.
With that babysitter.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, the animation at the beginning of this movie was just fire. Mm-hmm. I loved every second of it. I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. And this dude that narrates these videos at the intros, he's so good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So the opening of this movie was a lot of fun. I love their camper. It is so girly, that all the string lights they have inside the camper, and it's like pink and sparkly. Yeah. Like, I need a little woman cave like that. But that was a lot of fun too. Like, it was just gory, and like seeing the one girl just burning alive inside of it.
Yeah.
And then all the one girl's limbs just getting broken one by one.
Yeah.
Oh man. I knew I was pumped up for the movie after that.
Yeah, pretty much. Same with me too. I was like, yes, thank God. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was very cool to see Owl take some flight and take full charge in this movie as well. Mm-hmm. He didn't become as like fully utilized, I don't think, in this movie as what he could have been.
Oh, I thought he
did good, but like I was waiting for some more. I wanted to see some different kind of like kills and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like maybe have him like poke out some eyes with his nose or something, with beak or something like that. And Piglet.
We didn't see a whole lot of him.
We know why. He dies right at the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah,
he just gets his head blown fucking straight off. And
I did too. I was not expecting it, to be honest.
Me neither. I just couldn't help it. I was just like, oh, that was unexpected. I'm like, maybe these 3 hunters are just going to take these guys out. No problem.
What else? There was something else I was going to bring up. I can't think of what it was now. I like that Pooh Bear dragged around the bear trap. Like, and that was like his like weapon.
That's his weapon, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then I also like that their like lair was inside a tree this time.
I was going to ask you about that last night, but I forgot. I was wondering whose lair was that? Pooh lives in a tree, does he not? In the books?
I think it's been many years since I've read those.
I know, but I think he genuinely does live in a tree.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, then they're in Pooh Bear's house. I kind of do miss the village-esque living space of the original spot.
Oh, do you? Yeah. I liked this. That just felt very wrong turny.
Yeah, you gotta think
which is fine.
There's like 8 of them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? You think they would have like a home instead of having like, I guess by this point they've been chased out of everywhere too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think do you have anything else?
I think that's it. I bet you we're gonna stop this video and I'm gonna think of something, but
probably.
Yeah. I was really impressed. It was such a step up.
Yeah.
I want to see it again before I can really give it a solid rating, but I'll give it a rating anyway.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Yep.
I'm going with a low 100.
Oh, wow.
I loved it. I had everything I wanted for a slasher movie, to be completely honest. And I just loved how it just looked so much better too. And the storyline I really liked the story. Okay. I got emotional. And then it was so much fun. Yep. Yeah. What's your rating?
I'm going to go with a low thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
Just because I would also like to watch it again.
Okay.
But just because of some of those big factors with the CGI and the masks changing and just
the lighting at times.
Lighting and some of the other things I would have liked to have seen differently. But like other than that, I think it's a huge improvement, like huge. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't believe how walking out of this theater, I was actually happy. Like this is the fun slasher that you wanted from the first one.
Yeah, I literally feel like obviously they didn't, but this feels like they listened to our episode and fixed everything we complained about.
I think they listened to everybody's stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, if it wasn't for the lighting, and there were a couple parts that dragged a little in the middle until the rave scene, and then it just went bonkers.
Yeah.
If it didn't drag a tiny bit there, and if the lighting was better, I would have given this a full 100. Okay. Just because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which I'm shocked.
I didn't honestly think you were going to be so high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. If you've seen the movie, comment and let us know what you thought. And otherwise, like and subscribe.
Stay spooky.